The Toronto Provincial Offences Court is one of the busiest courts in Ontario when it comes to handling stunt driving cases. There are a few important factors to keep in mind if you were charged with stunt driving and have an appearance in the Toronto court. So let's investigate this. The Toronto court encompasses 3 areas of Toronto. Most people think of downtown Toronto when it comes to Toronto. However, there are 3 courts that fall under the jurisdiction of Toronto. Number 1, Scarborough Court. This court is located at 1530 Markham Road. The physical court and name may be in Scarborough, but it's actually often referred to as the Toronto East Court, and it is managed by the same prosecutors from all regions of Toronto. 2, Eglinton Court. This court is located at 2700 Eglinton Avenue. It's listed as the Civic Centre, and this is referred to as Toronto West. Again, this court is part of the Toronto court system. And finally, 3rd, Old City Hall. This court is located at 60 Queen Street West, and it is the main court covering downtown Toronto. So what do I need to know about the 3 Toronto courts? Just based on logic, these courts may be the busiest 3 courts in all of Ontario for handling stunt driving charges. This means that it may take a longer period of time to get your evidence in order to allow the judicial system to move ahead with your stunt driving charge. Due to the sheer volume of people in the Toronto courts, you may have to attend many court appearances just to get your evidence. And it is very difficult to speak to a prosecutor at any court appearance simply because these court dates are very busy in person and in Zoom. So how do I speak to a prosecutor or get my evidence? Navigating the Toronto court system, that can be a complex and overwhelming process, particularly when it comes to obtaining evidence and working with the prosecutors. The process of requesting a disclosure or evidence involves filling out online forms and following specific procedures. However, the real challenge lies in the next step of arranging discussions with one of the many prosecutors, each of who has their own unique way of evaluating charges and determining penalties for stunt driving. So this can lead to vastly different outcomes depending on the prosecutor you happen to speak with. Unfortunately, getting a second opinion is not always an option, as another prosecutor is unlikely to overturn the evaluation of their colleague. So with the stakes so high, it is crucial to make the most of your one chance to speak with a prosecutor and ensure that your stunt driving charge is handled fairly. So how can I get the best result from the Toronto court system? Bottom line, get legal help, especially in Toronto. If your file gets in front of a tough prosecutor, that may be your only chance of dealing with your case, and the wrong prosecutor can mean losing your license for a year or worse. Get a strategy from a stunt law firm that deals with the Toronto courts on a daily basis so you can achieve the best result from your stunt case.